Hello, everyone. Good day. I hope you're all doing well and ready for today's sessions. My name is Rhea Fiser, and today we're going to explore something that goes beyond academics. It is something that really shapes your future as mental health professionals, especially for those of you who are interested in working with couples and families. Quick question. Have you ever thought about what it really takes to sustain yourself as good mental health practitioners or therapists in the long run? Because being a therapist, it is not just a profession, it's a lifelong responsibility that requires continuous growth, reflections, and support. That's why today we will focus on importance of supervisions, consultations, and professional development for mental health professionals and future marriage and family therapy or MFT practitioners. For these sessions, I will be specifically focusing on professional development in how we grow, maintain competence, and stay ethically grounded in this field. So, as we go through the discussions, I encourage you to reflect because this is not just about shaping the kind of professionals you will become. Also, in this session, we're diving into the key areas of professional development in marriage and family therapy, the core foundations that shapes you into competent, ethical, and well-rounded practitioners. And here's the real talk. Reminder. It is not just about finishing your PhD in counseling or collecting degrees or collecting licenses as your end goal. Growth goes beyond education. It is also about your skills, your personality, your self awareness, and how you actually apply the knowledge you gain in the real life practice. So, as we move forward, think about this. What really makes a good therapist or the mental health practitioners today? Not on just papers, but in a real situation with clients. And how are you intentionally building both your competence and your character to handle complex family relationship cases in the future? Because in this profession, it is not just what you know, it's how you show up, it's how you connect, and how you use what you've learned in a meaningful and ethical way. Today, we're covering the six key areas of professional development. And trust me, these are not just lectures topics, they are real foundations of who you will become as a future therapist or mental health practitioners. We'll start with the lifelong learning because growth doesn't stop after graduation. It's also continuous glow up of your skills, knowledge, and perspective. Then we'll go into the psychospiritual approaches, exploring how blending psychology and spirituality can deepen your work, especially culturally insensitive cases. Next is the personal development, focusing on self care and avoiding burnout because a drained therapist can't fully show up for clients. We also talk about professional identity formations, or basically how you build your own style and your voice as a practitioners. Then we'll also explore professional organizations and how being connected to the field helps you to grow, network, and stay grounded in the ethical practice. So while we go through this, I want you to stay engaged. So think, reflect, and ask yourself, what kind of therapist am I becoming? For the lifelong learning, let's start with the lifelong learning. Being an MFT is like having a subscription that you cannot cancel because you're never really done learning. You continue through workshop and seminars and clinical training certifications and updated therapeutic approaches. So, lifelong learning keeps you updated, flexible, and ethical and effective. And specialized training in psychospiritual approaches, this part is all about specialization in psychospiritual approaches in therapy, basically connecting the mind, emotions, and sometimes spirituality in the safe and ethical way. The integrations of spirituality into therapy, when appropriate, this means therapies can include a client faith or a spiritual belief in session, but only if it helps their healing. No forcing, no bias, just respectful and ethical support. Number two is training in different approaches therapies. They learn mindfulness based therapy that helps clients focus on present moment without judgment. We have the faith integrated counseling that includes client religion in therapy if they want it. Or we have the transpersonal psychology that explores deeper meaning or purpose and personal spirit and growth. The third is enhancing cultural in addressing clients' spiritual beliefs. And this is all about the understanding and respecting different beliefs. So therapy stays safe, inclusive, and non-judgmental. In the therapist's personal development is central to effective clinical practice, and we should examine our personal, spiritual, and check our self awareness by exploring one's values, beliefs, biases, and emotional triggers. And this means that therapies take time to understand themselves, what they believe in, what they value, and what personal opinions or biases they might have. It includes noticing what situations triggers strong emotional reactions in them. This self-awareness helps you to avoid letting personal feelings affect their work with the clients. The second is understanding how personal experiences influence therapeutic relationship. This means recognizing that the therapist's own life experiences like family background, past struggles, or culture can affect how they connect with the clients. By being aware of this, therapists can make sure they stay professional and don't project their personal experiences onto the client. The third is developing authenticity and the presence in sessions. This means being fully present and genuine during therapy session. Instead of acting being distant, the therapist is real, focused, and emotionally engaged with the client. This helps build trust and makes clients feel safe and understood. How do the therapists actually grow in the real life? There are two main ways. We have the journaling to process the clinical experiences and emotional reactions, and we have the clinical supervision for feedback and skills development or ethical guidance in managing countertransference. Journaling after sessions, therapists write down things, what happened, what they feel, and what they have learned. Real talk, there will be sessions that they stay with you. Yung tipong mapapaisip ka after, like, did I handle that right? Tama ba yung sinabi ko? And that's where journaling helps you process, reflect, and improve. The clinical supervision is like having a mentor or coach guiding you. They help you with feedback like, here's what you did well, and here's how you to improve. They also do the ethics check, making sure you protecting your client. They're checking if you have self awareness, checking if your personal feelings are affecting your work. And real talk, you won't always have the perfect response in sessions, and that's okay. Just remember, journaling, you're being honest with yourself, and supervision is someone helping you to grow in the right way. For burnout prevention of self care, how you survive and last in MFT. Real talk. Burnout is real. You're giving emotional energy every day, and if you don't recharge, you will drain. That's why self care is optional. It's not optional, it is required. Self care is not an extra, it's a part of the job. So, yes, mag self care ka, Beshi, no excuses. Now, what actually helps is doing mindfulness and even spiritual practices like meditations or prayer, breathing exercises, grounding techniques. And honestly, these are the same things I often teach to my clients, but real talk, I need them as much as I can. Sometimes even more. Especially when you're assigned in high stress setting like psychiatric ward, where client can be teenagers that, let's say, they have full energy and strong personalities. And my gosh, every time I have the group sessions, there are moments like Lord, kunin mo na ako. I mean, Lord, give me strength. Tas i-recite ko na lang din yung Gabrielan prayer para the best. Char. Before my start of the session. But here's what I've learned from these experiences. Before sessions, I do mindfulness and spiritual practices. Praying helps me survive the shift. Like, Lord, sana pag-uwi ko, buo pa rin ako, walang kagat, walang suntok, at walang unexpected battle scars. Joke aside, it helps me calm my mind, focus, and show up to be fully present. And after session, it helps me to release my stress, reset, and avoiding carrying clients' emotions into my next session. Or worse, into my personal life, syempre. Think of this as like reset button. And the big takeaway is like, you cannot pour into others if you're already empty. Self-care is not a luxury. It's what keeps you grounded, balanced, and able to stay in the profession in long term. Kung gusto mo mag-survive. Work-life balance, don't let your job take over your whole life. Promise. For the therapist, it's helped about staying effective without getting emotionally drained. How do you do that? Set boundaries, limit your caseload, and stick with your session hours. Not every client automatic yes ka. Schedule rest. Yes, schedule the rest. Make time to chill, recharge, actually enjoy life, not just work nonstop. Find people, talk to your fellow therapist, or join to the consultation group. You don't have to carry heavy cases alone. Real talk, if the clients message you at 2 a.m. at nagsasabi sa'yo, Doc, gising ka pa ba? You're not required to reply right away because boundaries is ethical practice. So work-life balance means knowing when to work, when to rest, and when to ask to support so you can stay healthy, present, and not burn out. When therapists are tired, it shows. You might be physically present, but mentally, it's giving loading. Like, please wait, diba? Let's focus, let's presence, less impact, and yes, client can feel the energy. Example, client shares something deep and emotional, and you respond with, okay, and how does make you feel for the fifth time. So not because you don't care, but because your brain is already drained or you miss the key details or later go like wait they mentioned yeah, you're not the best therapist moment as of time. So in short, the burnout, when you have a burnout, you can have a low energy sessions, you can have a weaker connections and slower client progress. So protect your energy. Your client deserve the best version of yourself and not the exhausted one. Developing a strong professional identity enhances confidence and effectiveness. Basically means sinabako as therapist. And yes, hindi lang siya as aesthetic title. It's like your whole vibe in practice, and when you have a strong professional identity, hindi ka na yung tipong, hala, ano bang gagawin ko as therapist? You become more confident, grounded, and intentionally in how you handle the clients. It includes developing therapeutic style, meaning you're not just copying techniques, you're building your own way of working. Parang finding your own therapist personality. May mga structure ka na, but may sarili kang flavor na rin. Parang integrating approaches, hindi ka na one size fits all. You know how to blend different methods depending on what clients needs. So, you're flexible na, hindi ka na robotic. And engaging in professional organization, basically, hindi ka na solo fighter. You can connect with other professionals, attend trainings, and stay updated. Parang therapist, working era ka na. So, real talk, when your professional identity is strong, mas confident ka mag-handle ng cases. Hindi ka madaling ma-overwhelm kasi alam mo kung sino ka and how you work. Remember, strong identity like, I know my style, I know my limits, and I know my lane. Not lost, not guessing. Certified grounded therapist energy. Yun, ganon. And developing an integrative therapeutic style is basically your therapist mix and match era. Like instead of sticking to just one approach, you learn how to blend different models like CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, narrative therapy, structural family therapy, strategic approaches. The goal is not just to copy paste the techniques, but also to choose what actually fits the clients and the situation. So it's like, okay, what does the client needs right now and what's the tool works best for that. Over time, you stop being just a therapist using methods and you start becoming you as a therapist with your own style, di ba, bongga? Think of it like as building your own clinical playlist, different tracks, approaches, but your own unique vibe, di ba? Flexible, client-centered, and evolving because no two clients are the same, so your style shouldn't be that either. And engagement in professional organizations like Basically, you don't grow alone. It's like an era of an MFT practitioners. And flexibility is the key, but so is staying connected. So joining in professional organization helps you to grow, network, and stay updated in the field. One example is the American Associations for Marriage and Family Therapy, or AMMFT, if you're interested to join. This is the major professional organizations for MFTs in United States. In the Philippines, we also have the organizations like PGCA, PAP, PMHA, and other that supports the development of mental health professionals. These organizations, they offer trainings, workshop, and conferences, support researches and professional growth. They connect professionals locally and globally and help ensure therapies stay competent and ethical. Beyond the membership, you also engage by attending the conferences. You build professional connections, contributing to research, advocacy, or mentorship. It's not just joining a group, it's like leveling up your career while being surrounded by people who are also growing in the same field. Like you don't become strong therapists in isolations, 'di ba? You grow through community, learning, and connections. In the Philippines, there's no single official organization specifically yet called Marriage and Family Therapy, or MFT, like AMFT in the United States, but there are several related groups that do similar work in couples, family, and relationship counseling. For example, in the Philippines, we have the PAP, wherein the main organization for psychologists. They usually do family and couple therapy. The Philippine Guidance and Counseling Associations, or PGCA, in mental health and relationship and family work. We have the Family and Pastoral Counseling Association of the Philippines, or FPCAP, that focuses on the family and couples counseling with a spiritual pastoral approach. We have the CFAM from Ateneo Center from Family Ministries. This offers trainings and counseling for marriage, couples, and families. We have the UGAT Foundations that works on family therapy and family system approach in the Philippines. To end the sessions, professional development in MFT is not just about gaining knowledge. It's about becoming self-aware, ethical, emotional resilient, clinical competent, continuously growing. And for these presentations, I refer to the several books and articles which are listed here for your references. And before I wrap up this, real talk for all future health practitioners and therapists. This journey doesn't end at graduations. It continues to grow with every client, every reflections, and every meaningful aha moment along the way. And that becoming is a lifelong process, and one that keeps you learning, evolving, and showing up better each time. So keep learning, keep growing. Don't forget the most important tool that you will ever use in this field is you. And take care of it with the same care that you give to others. Hope you learned something new from these presentations, and thank you.